Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Game Brigade. I'm your host Brian, and on this show we do reviews, previews, and playthroughs of your favorite games. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. So we are going to be playing a playthrough of Wingspan. I've been enjoying this game thoroughly and I wanted to bring it to you guys as an opportunity to see if maybe you might enjoy also picking this game up on Steam. It should be available at the time this video goes live, so make sure you check out the links down below. I'll have a link to the Steam page for Stonemaier Games so you can pick this game up there. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the game. Alright, so this is the Wingspan's main menu. We have several different options that we can look at here. We have the play, the preserve archives, credits, settings, birds, and online. The birds is any bird that we've played previously in another game will be shown here. So ones that aren't seen, I haven't yet played those birds yet. So I think that's kind of fun. It's kind of like a collector's option. So we're going to go ahead and play the standard game. And we are going to do a custom game. Now you do have the option to play against the Automa, which is on the board game version, the actual physical copy, there is a solo variant with the Automa. You can play with those rules. But what I want to do is a custom game as if we're playing against other players. So we're going to be playing against normal AI. And we're going to be this guy over here. So we're going to be purple because it's my favorite color. And we're going to be our goofy bird. And then we get to choose where do we want to play at. And what I like about these maps is it kind of shifts between each section, between the water, the plains, and the forest. So I think it's really pretty. We're going to choose this one because I have not played on that one yet. For the goal map, we have the competitive version or casual. For this gameplay, I'm going to keep it on competitive, and then the order will be randomized. So we're going to go ahead and play. So I'll do a quick run through of the rules of Wingspan, kind of get you guys up to speed on the gameplay. If you are already well versed on Wingspan, I will have timestamps down below to kind of skip through till we start round one. That way, if you already know how to play Wingspan, you just want to see the gameplay, you don't have to sit here and listen to this. Okay, so we're going to start, well, I guess it wants to start us here. So in Wingspan, we get a starting cards. We have 5 cards to start with, but we have to choose of these cards a selection, and we can only have 5 things. Now we have to also choose that between our resources down here. So our resources are cherries, fish, grubs, mice, and grains, wheats. I say this a lot. I change the name of this one a lot. And so basically, for example, if we were to select, say, 4 birds, we'd only be able to select 1 resource. Alternatively, if we selected 3 resources, we're only allowed to select 2 birds. So what we want to do in the beginning of the game as you're getting ready to play is you want to make sure you're selecting birds that will benefit you, as well as things that you can actually play by selecting the resources so that you are not hurting yourself. So let's take a look at the 5 birds that we were selected and go from there. We have this guy here who has a slash in his resource. That means this bird can be fine with cherries, grubs, or wheat. One of any of those 3 will satisfy him. The icon here just above the resource is the area that this bird lives in, its habitat. So this is a forest dwelling bird, and so I can only play it in forest regions. Directly below that, this feather here is its victory point total at the end of the game. So when we're trying to win the game, we're going to be counting up a lot of different stats. One of them is the victory points per card we played. The other section is where does this bird lay its eggs? So this is like a hole in a tree. It's where it likes to lay its eggs. You can see that every bird has a very specific place where it lays its eggs. You have some that lay in nest bowls. You have some that lay them on the ground. This one's like a thicket of bushes, like branches. So every one is different. Directly below that, we have the wingspan of these birds. Now this is important for hunters. In fact, the northern harrier is a hunter bird. So he's got this symbol here, the skull and crossbones, and it's looking for birds with a less than 75 centimeter wingspan, because he's 109 centimeters. He likes to eat birds a little smaller than him, so he would be looking for birds that have wingspans that are small, and luckily all these birds do. Now this doesn't reference these birds at all, but that's the idea. And then directly below that, you have the activated ability or the when played ability. It's coming to play ability. So this tufted titmouse says, when played, I can play a second bird into my forest, paying its normal cost. This is an extremely powerful ability, and it's probably why it's low on victory points, because it's going to allow us to play an additional bird for free. So the brown abilities here, those are abilities that can activate every time we activate the category those birds are habited, like live in. So, for example, the plains allows us to lay eggs. So if we go to the lay egg action, when it moves along the track, any brown abilities will then trigger. So we'll cover that later. So that's basically the rundown of what we're looking at here. So in terms of what I want to draw for myself, I'm actually a little disappointed because these birds, especially these three here in the center, are very difficult to play in terms of our current resources. We can only get one of the each. This guy, requires double wheat. This guy requires triple wheat. This guy requires double wheat and a grub, and so they're more difficult. The harrier isn't bad, and the fact that we can probably start with the harrier, we can start with the tufted titmouse, and maybe one of these other birds, like the pine skin, might not be bad. Would be okay. Now, it's just not the most beneficial. Like, we want to look for more synergy, and I don't really care for hunter birds, but I think it might be okay. And because I don't generally play hunter birds, maybe this will be a good time for me to try it. I've actually not done it in a long time. It's been a long time since I've played them. So let's look at it. So this guy's good. He synergizes with this guy, and this harrier is good. So we definitely want a mouse because we want to play him. And I think we're just going to get a grain because both these guys require grain, and so we're just going to go with that, and we're going to go to the next section. So here we have our bonus objectives. These are also parts of the scoring. So we have the photographer, birds with colors in their name. So if it's like a red-throated harrier or something like that, I don't know if that's a real bird or not, but that's a color. It's got red. So we'd have to have 4 to 5 birds with red in their name. We get 3 points. So we have 6 or more birds, we get 6 points. Down here is the percentage of how many cards match in the game this category. Okay. The next is the enclosure builder, birds that have these nests that are on the ground. 4 to 5, you get 4 points. If we have 6 plus, we get 7. This is a little bit more difficult, even though it's 31% of cards have this. I feel like it's very niche-y, and I think so. I'm going to go with photographer. I don't necessarily think these are going to be as easy for me to complete as normal, but we're going to go with it. So that's our 2 objectives. So from here, we're going to back out while these guys are taking their turn. And so basically, this is another board. It kind of shows you what the player mat would look like if we were playing this on the board game. So we have these sections and rows. Okay. So each section corresponds to a territory. You've got the forest, you've got the plains, and you've got the wetlands. And each category gives you something specific. So if we're playing an action in the forest, it lets us get food. If we're doing an action in the plains, it lets us lay eggs. And if we're doing an action in the wetlands, it lets us draw cards. Now, we can only currently access the first row of actions. The way that we get a little further is we have to play cards into this section. We have to play birds to cover up this dice, which then opens up this action. As we get down further in these tiers, you can see up here there's eggs above each tier. Those, we will have to spend eggs to be able to play birds in the higher tiers. So only in the first row are they free. After that, we have to start spending eggs to lay additional birds. Okay, so this is the main player board. I'm going to be referencing the this view different. It's very similar. Basically, I will be sliding between forest, the plains, and the wetlands. You can roughly see where I'm at here on the left, or the view, like this is plains, this is forest, so where we're at from there. Okay, so now we're going to decide to play. So this will be the beginning of round 1. So we have here this guy. We don't want to play him because we want to be able to combine him with another guy, and unfortunately this guy is going to require us to have an egg to do that as well. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to play the the hunter bird immediately. We're going to use our mouse.
Northern Harrier. Northern Harriers fly low over marshes and grasslands seeking prey.
Great. So we played him. So now we have a bird. So if we go back to this scene, you can see he is now fulfilling this first tier. So now if we were to lay eggs, we will be referencing the second tier for the lay egg action. Okay. So the resource options here. So the lay egg action, if we do it, we get to lay 2 eggs. We could also spend any resource, is what this icon means, to lay a 3rd egg if we chose. Now, down here at the very bottom of the card, I forgot to mention this. These icons here represent how many eggs this specific bird can have on them. So we want to make sure that, we have actual places. If we're going to spend it, you want to make sure you can place them somewhere. So it wouldn't be beneficial for us to do that. So we do want to gain some food at some point. We want to get another wheat if we can, and another grub or something, another wheat. Like all these would actually be really good. We'd love to have a card draw if we could, but we're also going to need an egg to be able to play it. So we're going to go ahead and just lay an egg. We're going to lay 2 eggs on this guy. So now that we're doing this action, I'm going to explain this once, and once you get this, hopefully you'll understand it. So we're doing this action. Once this action is complete, it's going to go to this guy and do his action. So it's going to say, look at the top card. If it's smaller than 75 centimeters, tuck it behind this card. Tucked cards count as points for final round scoring. So you could cache food on a card. You could lay eggs on birds. You can have tucked cards. Those are all counting towards end game scoring. The other thing I forgot to mention is up here in the top right corner, these are the round bonuses for each round. So you have a goal in each quarter to try to secure additional end of round scoring. So currently it's birds that have the specific habitat, that like this habitat, that also have an egg on them. So if we can do that, we'll get bonus points, and then it's going to see who has the most at each round of the 4 players. So we're not going to be doing this option. We're not going to spend any resources. We're just going to send it on. And so now it's activating this guy. That's why he's got these feathers flying around him. And we're going to reveal this card and see what we got. 51 centimeters. That works. So we're going to go and tuck him right underneath here. And we got our first kill of the game. Congratulations, Northern Harrier. Okay, so we have our eggs. We're good there. So now what we need are some food. So we're going to go up here to the gain food action. And hopefully these guys don't take the food from us. Because he took one of them. It's okay, though. We can only get one of them, unfortunately, anyways. So we might have to do 2 actions of the gain food before we can really begin. So we're going to take this one right off the bat. We're just going to snake it. And we're just going to gain the food. So the way the food works is there's a bird feeder here, and you roll the dice into the bird feeder, and whatever the icon is showing on top of the dice is the representative of the food. So here it looks like someone had gained food, and this is the new roll. So we have a bunch of grain, and we have these alternative grub or grain, which is fine because we can use either or. In fact, we could do all grain, all grub. They're all going to work. So we're going to do gain food again so that we can play both these birds, which is going to be great for us. It's going to really help. And because, in my opinion, I think the double dice are more powerful, I always try to take those away from my opponents. I want to make sure I'm grabbing these before I grab these. Even though we need just a grain, we could just take the grain. This is effectively just a better dice in general. So if you guys are new to the channel or waiting for this turn to take over, we have a giveaway currently going on for our channel. It's a Kickstarter copy of Oathsworn Into the Deepwood. If you are interested in that, we will have a comment that you're going to have to leave sometime in the video. You'll leave a comment down in the comment section. That way you're eligible for the giveaway. So stay tuned for that word that you'll leave in the comment section. Okay, so we're on 1 round left. Round 1 of 4. 4 turns left. We still got some time to make things work, but we're gonna make a big turn here. So we're gonna go with this guy, the titmouse, and we're just gonna give him a grain.
Tufted titmouse. Titmice are key in the formation of mixed species flocks.
Great. And then we are gonna play a second bird using his ability. and it's going to require us to pull an egg. So it's saying right here, because we're playing in the second column, select an egg from any habitat. So we're going to spend this guy's egg.
Pine siskin. Pine siskins are gregarious, traveling in flocks to look for food.
Great. So now we're going to have everyone else take their turn. Okay, so now what do we want to do? We would like to have some draw card abilities. I don't have anything. I really don't have any cards right now. So I really need to draw some cards. So when you draw cards, so if I take the draw card action, we have this tableau of 3 cards that are available for everyone to look at. And then we could draw a random one from the top of the deck if one of these doesn't fit what we're trying to do. So we've got a turkey vulture. When another player's kill succeeds, it's another player, so not me. I can gain 1 resource from the bird feeder, which is great. It's kind of nichey because one, he doesn't give us a lot of value, and if no one is going hunters, he's really not worth his cost. But he doesn't require any food to play because he's a vulture. Kind of cute. We have this guy, and when he played, we get to draw 2 new bonus cards, and I get to keep 1. It's pretty powerful. He's wild. He lays his eggs anywhere. He's worth 4 points, and he requires 2 grubs. And then we have the push tit, and he can be going anywhere he wants. He's good with grub and wheat, also wild. Tuck a card from behind your hand on this bird. If you do, also lay 1 egg on this bird. So that's great because when you tuck a card, it's worth a point. When you lay an egg, it's worth a point. So this guy will help ramp you up to getting more points. The bad thing about this is you're going to be negative in your cards if you don't have any other way to draw cards. And right now we don't have a way to draw cards. So we're going to go in and draw a card. We have a hunter. Okay. That was not what I was expecting to get. But he is red-tailed, so he counts for our bonus. Our birds with color. Do we want to just play another hunter? Just go with the hunter birds, huh? Okay, 2 turns left. We do need to consider laying some eggs and get some eggs on this guy so we get some points, but I think we want to see what kind of food we get. So we're going to go and do gain food action first since we have a turn to work with. And since there's only 1 item left in the bird feeder, the rules state that if all of the resources are the same or if there's 1 dice left, you can choose to re-roll the dice instead. So we're going to choose to re-roll and see what we got. We didn't get anything we wanted. We wanted some mice so we can play the red-tailed hawk, which is unfortunate. So what's next? I think we're gonna take a grub. I think grubs are pretty powerful, and we're gonna take the wheat. Actually, yeah, we'll take a cherry. And so now we have the decision. So we're taking those 2. The pine skin says we can tuck a card from our hand, and if you do, I can get a free wheat. The red-tailed hawk is good. I just don't know how hard it's going to be for us to get double mice and how long we're going to be sitting on this card. So maybe we just play him, tuck him, we'll get a point for it, and we're going to get a free wheat for doing so. So we're basically discarding that card to get a victory point and a wheat. And so now on this final turn here, we need to lay eggs so that we can compete here. I'm thinking we should just lay eggs. That way we can compete. So we'll go up here and we'll just lay eggs on this guy. Okay. We're then look at the top card because his of action. Is it smaller? It is. We got him. Go and tuck that guy. We're doing good there with the hunter. The hunting is working. I'm glad we played it early. All right, here we go. Okay. So because me and this fellow each had 1 bird with egg on it that matched, we tied. So we got 2 points each. These guys didn't get anything. Okay. So now we're going on to round 2. And as the game progresses, you start getting less and less action points to complete in each round. So we get a lot more actions here, and you can see it scales down until you get to round 4. and then you only have 5 actions left. So the game actually will go faster as your engine starts getting more improved. So we have 7 turns left now. One person's laid eggs, this guy's gained some food, and he played a bird in his water. Currently the bonus for this round is forests, birds in your forest, which we already have 2, which is great. So we need to draw some cards, obviously. We've got cherries, grubs, and wheat to work with. So let's see if any of these. This guy works. He lets us get 2 new bonus cards if we want to get bonus cards. The common nighthawk is a very, very powerful bird, but it requires a grub. Very powerful bird. He's unfortunately not color specific. None of these cards are color specific, which really stinks, but we're going to take him. Very powerful bird. So his ability is if he's the most further right in a habitat, when you activate that habitat to do, say, gain food or lay eggs, he will activate. You'll get the bonus because he's all the way over, and then you get to move him to another habitat to get his to basically get higher along on a second tier. Very, very powerful effect. But we're going to need some food to work with him. Luckily, we do have at least a grub in here, and we do have some mice and fish. What do we want to take here? So we're going to do this. We're definitely going to do this. We're going to take the grub for sure. That way we can play our common nighthawk. And then do we want to go with fish? I really want some fish, I think. I don't want the mice right now. We're not going to tuck. Yeah, we're skipping it. We're not tucking. We want the nighthawk. Okay, so what I'm thinking now is I want to draw more cards. So I'm probably going to play the Nighthawk here in the water section. And then I'll do the draw card action, and I can discard an egg to get 2 cards now instead of 1. And then the Nighthawk will fly somewhere else. So we're going to go and play him for 2 grubs. It didn't read the Nighthawk's thing. I wanted to hear what the Nighthawk does. It's a cool looking bird. I love the name. Okay, 4 turns left. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this action. We're going to draw some cards. See if any of these guys have blue. Oh, this guy's a blue-gray. That should be double. He's a blue-gray. Blue-gray. He's cheap. Gain 1 from the supply. This guy will feed us for a lifetime. We're taking him, and we're also going to be discarding an egg, and we'll do it from this guy to get another card. We'll draw a random one. And then we're going to send our Nighthawk up to the forest so we can do some more food actions. Although this one's not as good because I don't really want to discard any cards right now. What did we get here? A black-necked stilt. When played, draw 2 cards. I like that. And this guy's going to get his grubs. So right now we just want grubs. We got 2 grubs here already. It's perfect. So we're going to gain food and we're going to get 2 grubs. Grub. I'm not going to discard. Okay, so where do we want to send this guy now? Do we want to lay some eggs? Probably need to lay some eggs. So we're going to send him down to the plains so we can do 3 eggs instead. We're not going to tuck any cards. I'm sorry, my dude. We need way better card draw. We need cards that we don't want to play to take advantage of this guy. Okay. When we get to near the end of the round, we have to make sure we send our Nighthawk up here so that we get the bonus points for this one. So we have 2 turns left. So this turn we get to lay eggs, and then we probably have to send him up here. So that way we'd lock him up there. Okay, and then the next point that we need to consider is eggs in the water. So we need to look at, like, the common Nighthawk would be great to put eggs on him because he moves. We can guarantee that. So we want to think about that. So let's lay some eggs. We'll put 2 on the Nighthawk, and we'll put 1 on the pine skin. The pine siskin, a siskin, actually. Okay, and we'll send you up to the forest. And then we're going to check for the tuck. Did we get him? We got another... Oh, blue jay. I wanted a blue jay. Dang it. I wanted the blue jay. Okay. So final round. What do we want to do? Probably play this black-necked stilt here in the water on our final round. I don't want to play the blue-gray guy yet here because he's going to lock my common Nighthawk there, and we don't want to lock our Nighthawk yet. We want to keep him mobile. So let's just play this guy down here. Use both our grubs. And he gets to draw us 2 cards.
Stilts form closely packed groups and will mob predators.
Okay. So we have Clark's Greb. Something like that. Okay, so I get to draw a card. If I do, discard a card. It's filtering. It's not bad, but you don't really gain any cards. This guy says roll all dice not in the bird feeder. If any are fish, I get to cash one on him. And then, hold on. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. And then our horned lark. When another player plays a plains bird, tuck 1 card from your hand behind this bird. I don't really want to do that. I don't have the card draw to take advantage of that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to draw two cards, basic cards, and we're going to say go. And we're going to hope that our 3 cards up here are good enough to get us the victory points for this round. We got it. Nice. We're doing well. We're doing really well now as we talk through our turns. Okay. So we are beginning round 3. I think it's a good opportunity to talk about the Oathsworn giveaway. If you're here still watching the show, thank you for staying tuned and watching the show as long as we have. So the word for this giveaway channel will be secret. So you're going to leave a comment down below with the word secret somewhere in your comment section. Hopefully you guys have fun coming up with some good words, good sentences to use that word in. And let's go ahead and continue with round 3. Okay, so what do we draw here? We got the northern cardinal. I don't think cardinal counts as a color, right? It's not red, right? But we can play him. We do have an ability to play him, but we have the Nighthawk we kind of want to send away. And what else do we get here? Indigo. That should be blue, right? That should count as a blue. And gain 1 for the if there is one. This is really powerful. I would like to play him here. Do we have the ability to play him? We don't because we don't have a grub. So we're going to activate. We're going to get this grub. And then I'm going to re-roll because I want as maximum my value here. We want a wheat probably. We want all of this. Do we want to just get rid of this guy so I can play the northern cardinal next? Northern cardinal. This guy counts for us though. He's a blue-gray. That should count as 2. I still think that. This guy's worth 3 points. This guy's worth 1 point, but he gets us our bonus, part of our bonus. We can actually look here. It tells us what counts. So ash black, indigo does count. Cardinal is not a color that counts, obviously. I didn't think it would. I really don't. I want to discard a card. Do we want to discard a card? We're picking a grub. We're taking a grub. Do we want a wheat? And the reason we can instead of discarding a card, we can just tuck a card and get the wheat, and then I can get a cherry, and that gets us our wheat as well as a point. Maybe that's better. Maybe we'll do that. We'll get a cherry. Okay. We're gonna send this guy. We're gonna send him to the water, and then we're gonna tuck. This is a hard decision. I really want to tuck this guy, but I feel like I need him. And he's so cheap to play. But if I get this guy, I get a wheat, and then I can play both. I'll have the points to play both these guys. He's worth a little bit more points. I don't know if this is right. I don't necessarily think this is right, but we're doing it. So we're going to tuck this guy, and we're going to get a wheat from the supply. That gets us another point for our tucked card, so that's why I'm kind of valuing it. Like, we're getting points here, and I'm hoping because we still have time to draw more cards that we'll have the opportunity to we'll have opportunities to, you know, get more food. Okay. So we're going to go play this indigo guy up here. And now he requires that we spend an egg. So we're going to take this guy's egg. Okay, there we go. So we played the indigo bunting. I wonder if you've played a card if it doesn't tell you the stats for the card anymore, like the little flavor text. The flavor text is one of my most enjoyable aspects. So now we probably think we should probably draw some cards. We get to draw 2 cards here. Send him up, or we could just play this guy. That'd be really powerful. Maybe we should have played this guy down here. Might have been better to play him down there now I'm thinking about it. We need 2 eggs now. Probably should play the indigo bunting down here in the plains. That way we could have started getting some more action with our egg draws. Okay, coming up. Let's see what things look like. So we need to draw some cards. We have nothing to play, and then once we draw our cards, we can decide what kind of food we want. And then how many eggs do we have? We have 1, 2. We have enough eggs to play another bird, so I think we'll be fine to draw some cards. Okay, so we have this guy. When another player plays the lay egg action, this bird lays 1 egg. This is really powerful. This is a really powerful ability. He's a golden eye. I don't think golden eye. I mean gold technically, but I don't think that counts, right? We're gonna take it anyways. We've got enough of those guys. We're going to draw a basic card. This guy's going to fly, so let's send him... I don't necessarily want to do this one, so we're going to send him to the plains. Because we're playing one of these birds in the water. Okay. I really want to play this guy. This is powerful. In fact, I want all those foods. Okay, how many turns do we have left? Do we have 2 turns or 1 turn? Come on back around to me. I didn't see. Dang it, I didn't see how many turns we have left. Okay, we definitely need the food. We need the fish. Actually, we don't technically need the fish. We have a fish, but we wouldn't mind another one. This will get us a cherry. This gets us a grub or a cherry. Let's take the wheat and let's re-roll. Perfect. This is perfect. Okay. So we have 2 fish. We don't need another fish. We'll take the cherry. Okay. And then this gets a cherry. This will get us a wheat or a grub. We'll take a grub. And then we're not going to tuck any cards. No siree. There we go. That was good. That was really good. We got a lot of food there. A lot of food. I think our food is on point. Like, now we're solid on food. So now we just need to get cards in our hands and try to get our bonus here. We're currently at 2 birds. We need 2 more to get the basic title. 1 turn left. So this is eggs in water. If we want to, so yeah. So what we're gonna have to do, we're unfortunately not going to be able to play cards this turn if we want to do this right. We're going to lay eggs. We're going to lay 2 here. We're going to lay 1 here just because. We're going to send the Nighthawk down to the water so he gets the points there. And we're going to see if we got another bird. We got it. This hunting is working well for us right now. That's at least 4 points that he's got on his own. So that's great. And we're going to hope our 2 birds in the water habitat have enough eggs on them to get us some victory points here. Okay, here we go. Oh, well, we still got 2nd place. So we still got some points. This guy is still in the game, though. I think we're still doing better. We're still in the lead right now with 7 points. This guy's running on our tails. Okay. So the final one is just total birds played. We want to play as many birds as we can. So now we have a decision to make. Because the final round, we don't have a lot of actions left to take. Okay? And we've got our common Nighthawk down here, and he potentially can get stuck here. I think I don't want him stuck. I want to send him up here. I think he's more valuable, so we're going to draw some cards. Yellow-headed, this is great. I think we need to try to find some cards that match our victory conditions. Send him up here. Okay, we got a lot of water birds here. Alright, so let's see. Draw one if you do discard a card. That's fine. I like filtering. We need to get... This guy is unfortunately going to get so... This card is so powerful. But we need him down at, immediately. So we have to play him. Because anytime people lay eggs, he gets us eggs. So we're going to play him.
These ducks will lay their eggs in the nest of any cavity nesting duck.
So he counts, right? Look at that, 3. He counts. Well, maybe not. 1 black, golden eye, indigo. Yeah, he counts. That's great. So golden eye, because it says gold in the name, does count. Okay, so we have fish and 2 cherries. Do we have anything? We can play this guy. He gets us what we need, because we can use the fish and a cherry to be able to play this guy. Oh, someone laid an egg. Perfect. We have to lay in a specific habitat though, because he lays his eggs in other people's nests. Okay, so this guy's worth 5 points. This is worth a lot of points. So we're gonna play him. We have to select a bird, take an egg to play him.
Adult males can eat fish more than a foot long.
Wow. Foot-long fish, huh? He's got a long neck or something, right? It's a long neck. Okay. Coming around. We're going to need some food. 2 turns left. We definitely need food. Otherwise, okay. When another player takes a lay, yep. So we get to lay another egg, which is great. He'll lay it on this guy. See how this is so powerful? He's worth 5 points on his own, and every time he gives us a free egg, it's an extra point. So we really want to think about laying eggs, but we really also want to play birds. We want to try to get as many. The black tern is required for us. We have to play the black tern. So we're going to get some food. We definitely need a grub. And we'll take these. We'll get a free cherry. We'll take this. If I can re-roll, I'd like to re-roll and get a grub. So we're coming to the end here. So we are going to tuck this guy. We're going to tuck him for extra points just to keep our hand empty. And then we're going to play our black tern. And then we're going to maybe lace a bunch of eggs if we can. And that should get us at least our 3 bonus points for the photographer. Too bad we weren't able to get a couple of more. We really just didn't. We kept getting these named, say Phoebe. All right, 1 turn left. So, hey, we get to lay another egg. Black turn. We're good. Gotta take 2 eggs away to play him. But I think he's good. All right, that's it. We got the final bonus points there too. We crushed it at the end there. Okay, so here we are at the end of the game. So now we're going to tally up everyone's points. How many eggs do they have? How many tuck cards do they have? How many of their bonus points do they get? We're going to tally all those points together and we're going to see who won. So let's go ahead and check it out. So first, birds. This is the cards, the value of the birds that we played. So I wasn't the highest there. Bonus points. And now end round goals. The end round goals really saved my butt there. Oh, whew, this is tight. Food. Tucked. Oh, so close. I got it at the end there. It was the tucked cards sneaking it in for the win. 68, man, this was a close game though. 68, 64, 65. This guy was a little lagging. But man, the eggs, I just did not have a lot of eggs. Some of these guys had a lot of eggs. So that's it. So now in terms of options, we can click details and see total amounts here to see what we did. We could replay if we want to see the game. You can click overview if you want to go back and just, see how things looked at the end. And then when you click menu, it'll allow you to save your gameplay if you want to come back to this, or you can just delete it. I'll save it for now. So thank you, everyone. Let's go ahead and switch over to the main screen. Thank you, everyone, for staying till the end of the show and watching. I want to remind you that I have a Discord available for everyone that's going to join the community. So check down below in the links for the Discord link. We do a lot of things in the Discord. Sometimes we can give away Steam keys if people are there. We're also looking for people to play games with publishers. So if you're interested in that, we're going to have some information regarding gameplay with publishers through the Discord. I appreciate everyone who stayed till the end. Remember to look for that secret word, and I will talk to you all very soon.